Perhaps an even greater threat to the Puritan vision was the growing commercial life of the region. The original settlers had focused mostly on subsistence farming, feeding their families with crops grown in the thin soil and relatively cold climate of New England. Over time, we see the rise of a more materialistic and profit-oriented economy based upon the sea. Fishing and whaling became increasingly important, as did shipbuilding. New England merchants began to make great fortunes by moving goods to and from the colonies. This leads to growing class distinctions between the wealthy and the poor, particularly in port cities like Boston, where the mercantile elite increasingly dominated the economic, political, and social scene. The growth of this individualistic, capitalistic ethic seriously challenged the old corporate and religious values of Puritan society. Indeed, many scholars believe that the famous Salem witchcraft trials reflected these tensions. Between 1692 and 1693, over 150 people in Massachusetts were arrested for the crime of witchcraft, with 19 finally being executed. A key center of this witchcraft hysteria lay in Salem, a community which was being fast transformed by the rise of commerce. It had become divided into two communities: Salem Village, which retained many of the characteristics of a traditional Puritan agricultural community, and Salem Town, a rapidly growing commercial port. In 1974, two historians, Paul Boyer and Stephen Nissenbaum, examined the patterns of the accusations and concluded that most of the people being accused of witchcraft lived in the newer commercial community of Salem Town, while most of the accusers lived in the older Salem Village. Based in part upon this, they suggested that the charges of witchcraft were being used to express the anxieties and hostilities of people who felt that the older Puritan society was being eroded by these new materialistic values.